Hey guys, Christy here. Today we're going to make the Dani Dennison outfit or her shirt from Hocus Pocus. So just bear with me. For time's sake of this video, I've already cut my pieces out. I've already done my trial and error on my pattern because there is no pattern to make this shirt. None whatsoever. So I'm just putting my take on it. This is not movie perfect. It is not probably going to be spot on to the movie. I'm just getting it as close as I can. So just bear with me, and I hope this maybe helps you in your journey of making a Dani Dennison shirt. Because, like I said, there's nothing out there to tell you how to make it. And I've searched and searched and searched, so there was nothing. Only things that could get you close. But so I thought, well, I'll just wing it and hope this works. If this doesn't work, you will not be seeing this video. So, like I said, nothing's been put together. I've already cut pieces out, so I'm hoping it works. Guys, say a little prayer for me, and let's hope this does work. But what you're going to need is you are going to need your fabric. I got this from Spoonflower. It is special printed, so when you order it, don't expect it to come right away. But it is the Dani Dennison shirt fabric. And that is the only place I found it at. So, and I used the cotton poplin is what I bought. And they had a big sale, so I bought it on sale, so I didn't pay full price for it, thank God. Because it is expensive. It's like $20 a yard. So, give or take, I can't remember, it might have been 22. But I got it on sale when they were running a sale. So, thumbs up to that. Thank God for sales. But I'm going to put some Pellon in it. I got it at Walmart. It's the 931 TD fusible midway interface, and I hope you guys can see that. I haven't taken it out of this pack yet. But it is a 15-inch by 3 yards, so hope you guys can see all the numbers. And okay, hope you can. Anyway, I'll link it down below. That way you guys can try to get what I'm using if you want to. And you're going to need a black fabric. I got it at Walmart. You can get probably a yard. Yeah, I don't think, you might need more than a quarter. Yeah, just get a yard. That way you'll be safe. Oh, and on this, the Dani fabric from Spoonflower, I did buy 2 yards because depending on the size of your shirt you're going to make, you may need a yard and a half. Or a yard and a quarter. So, if you're making for a small child, you can probably get away with a yard. So, but I'm making an adult shirt, so I had to have a little over a yard. And probably, yeah, I had about a yard and a half. And I still had a little left over. So, well, actually I had a lot left over because I bought 2 yards just to be on the safe side. So, anyway, but if you just need a yard, this is what you'll have roughly left over. So, anyway, let's get on with it. I racked my brain over a pattern. I just made one using good old wrapping paper. This was a trial and error. This was the first pattern I made. Of course, it didn't work. I didn't like it. So I ended up making another one. Let me get this one out of the way, the one that didn't work. This was the one that worked. This one that didn't work. Okay, let's get it out of the way. One that worked, I ended up making, and I used this wrapping paper here because it had lines on it, and it was easier for me to make sure everything was hitting pretty easy. Don't pay attention to this. This, like I said, this was a rough draft. And I did not use, it didn't look like this when I finished, so. Anyway, this is what I came up with. And all I did was use a t-shirt. I laid a t-shirt on here and I kind of made it work for me. And I took my measurements, of course. I took measurements of how long I wanted these to hang on around my body. So that's what it looked like, guys. That's the back. Let's get that one out of the way. And this was the front. And of course, you can make this wider if you need it. But this was the front. And you can see here how I folded this up because I had it too long to begin with. And made it shorter for what I needed. Because I wanted it to look like her shirt or a cape type deal. So, and because she has sleeves and hers is not a true cape, I went ahead and made some sleeves. I just, like I said, I used a t-shirt pattern. I laid the t-shirt on its side. And of course the t-shirt one ended here. And I wanted it longer and I wanted it to come to a point. So that it would hang kind of like my points on the bottom of the shirt. So I actually gradually made a point here. And so we're going to hope this works. I haven't put this together yet. So if you're watching the video, at this point I haven't put it together. So I'm still crossing my fingers that this works. So there's my sleeve pattern. But here's my pieces that I've cut out. This is a sleeve. I've got a sleeve. I've got my inner facing or my liner pieces. And then, of course, I've got my back piece here. Or that's my front piece. Yeah, this is my front piece because this is where the V is in the front here. Where I'm going to put my eyelets or grommets, whatever you guys call them. And this is the back piece, of course, to go on. So, I'm going to go sew this stuff up. I'm not going to show you how to sew it. Because I don't have a thing out there at my sewing machine right now. I don't have a way to set up a camera. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these pieces together. I'm going to go in and I'm going to put front sides. And this looks big, guys, because I wanted it to hang off of me like a cape, kind of. So we're going to hope it does. Anyway, we're going to sew right sides to right sides. Just like this. Across the neck. I haven't even pinned this together yet. So let's see if it works. Let's see. Let's get it all up here. And I'm just using these Wonder Clips. I love these things. I hope you guys are able to see what I'm doing. I can't see the back of my camera, so I apologize. I'm just using Wonder Clips, like I said. And I'm just going to clip these shoulders together. If I can get it to lay right here. Okay, come on. I did not pre-wash my fabric. So I may be in for trouble. But I don't plan on washing it till later. So even if I made it big, like I said, I made it bigger. So if it does shrink any, I should be fine. So you're going to come here. You're going to sew across. Well, it's pulling on me for some reason. Let's get this laid out here. You're going to sew across the tops of your shoulders. You're going to come around your neck. You're going to pull it apart though. And you're going to put your if you're using a fusible interfacing, which I'm going to go out there and iron this piece of interfacing on to this V and just up around my neck here. Just to give it some more stability here around my neck. But you're just going to sew across the tops of your shoulders for now. That's the first thing you'll do. Just sew across the shoulders. And I just need to go ahead and clip these anyway, so let's get this clipped. That way it'll be clipped and I won't have to worry with it no more. Clip that across there, sewing across your shoulders, all we're doing right now. And then you're going to take your lining fabrics. I'm not lining my sleeves. No need to line your sleeves. I think we'll be okay. Get my sleeves out of the way. You're going to sew your lining together just like you're sewing your fronts and your backs. And then you'll lay your lining on top of this, and you're going to sew your lining across the shoulders, and then of course around your V and around the back of your neck. And then that's where you turn it inside out. And that way your neck looks really nice. So I hope that made sense. But I'm going to go sew this together, and I'm probably going to go ahead and put my lining on here. That way I can show you what I'm talking about when I come back. So, alrighty, we'll be back. Wish me luck. Okay, I went and sewed my lining right sides to right sides. Made sure my seams hit here. And I also added my sew-in interfacing Pellon stuff where I did iron it on because it is fusible. So it is here where the front V. So anyway, you turn it inside out. See if I can get it inside out. And this is what we have. Here we go. So this is the front with your V. And then you've got your neck. But what we're going to do here is we're going to lay it all out flat. Just as if we were going to put it on the sewing machine. Again, I'll lay out all my pieces. Now, and I'm going to press this all the way I want it. That way I don't see a lot of that black. I'm going to try to get it all under as best as possible. I'm standing in front of the light, ain't I? But I'm just going to press this. Let me get this over closer to you guys. I'm going to make sure everything's, all the black's under, or as best I can. And I'm just going to press all this down. And then I'm going to go back out to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew a tack down stitch, or well, not basting, but a tack down stitch all the way around, and probably like a 1/4 inch wide seam, or as close as I can get it without dropping over the edge. Just no more than a 1/4 inch seam stitch running around, and that way it'll hold it in place. And I'll come down and around. And just do it all the way around the neck. And I'm going to go ahead and get this pressed. And I'll show you a little bit of that because I've got everything right here. But let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just using my little Cricut mini press. I love that thing because it's so easy to get into small places. Especially this around the neck here. So I'm going to pull on that lining to make sure it lays under. Go back and press that. And if you come up to a point here, like here, where the V is in the neck, you can use a turning tool or just a good old pin. You can go in and just make sure your corners are pushed out. Just as best you can. I'm going to make sure they're out right there. You can clip your neck as well so everything lays. You go in here where you sewn it together and just do some clips here. That way it'll lay flatter. But this is a costume. I'm not going into great detail on trying to clip it and make it lay perfect. And this is not for anybody else. Like I said, this is for me. Or my granddaughter. One of us will be wearing it. And if it'll fit me. I don't know if it'll fit me. Okay, so anyway, I'm getting that corner out there the best I can. And then just press it. Just make sure all your fabric is laying out nice and neat underneath before you press. Get everything laying down. everything out and laying around there. Oop, I'm gonna go ahead and push this corner out too. That way it'll be done. There we go. That one came out easier than that other one. Okay. Now let's get this just pressed down here. Make sure all this is laying down like I want it, nice and neat under here before I press. There we go. Nice and neat around this neck here. I'm going to come under here and pull down on this piece here where the V is here at the bottom. I may need to clip those corners. Let me clip those real quick. Just so it'll lay out a little easier here. This is a tight little spot here. So we have to be careful what we clip here because there is, I didn't make a deep seam. I should have made it a little deeper down here at the bottom maybe. Right there, there we go. I want to cut these corners. There we go. And not cut my stitches. There we go. And I want to cut this corner just right there. It's harder to cut that pillon. I have to cut a piece at a time here. Let's see. Now that pillon does not want to cut with these scissors for some reason. Let me turn it this way so I can get in here better. There we go. Now it ought to lay a little better right there in that turn because it is such a tight turn. Alrighty, sorry about that. My dogs are barking. But I did end up going in here. See if I can show you. I did go in here and cut some darts in here around this curve back here in the back. That way it would lay nicer around these seams here at the shoulder seams. And then make sure everything's laying out nice and neat here. Up under here, yep. And then you're just gonna come on around with your pressing all the way around. And around front here where we cut those darts in the front, much nicer. Fabric turned under way better once I cut that in right there, because we don't want that black showing as much as possible right here. We don't want to turn it under as best we can. Come in and go ahead and press just like so. And that done really well right there. So, and anyway, I ended up making a square like this instead of coming down into a point. Just because it's just more stable this way. It won't pull out. And then we can put our grommets in here. So, and of course, when we're done, we'll press the whole thing. I'm not going to try to press anything right now because it's going to wrinkle again. But now I'm going to go out to my sewing machine and I'm just going to run a tack down stitch all the way around. And I'll be back. While I'm out here sewing this tack down around the neck and the V, I am going to go ahead and sew my sides up together and get ready to put my sleeves in. Okay, I'm back. Now, show you what I've done. I went ahead and sewed the sides up. Yeah, you can see that. Went ahead and just sewed my sides up. I'm using about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I can always go back and make it deeper if I need to later. But I wanted to sew it with as least as possible right now until I make sure this thing's going to work. But anyway, sew your sides up. Just like so, up and down. And I probably should have edged this. I wasn't thinking. This lining piece. I've got an edger, and I can go out there and edge it, or you can fold it up like this and just run a small stitch right here. That'll kind of help keep that from raveling, because this black fabric does ravel some. So I may end up going back and actually tacking this up just a little bit. And so that'll help that right there and make it look a little more finished on the inside. Of course, like I said, I keep telling myself this is only a costume. It's not an everyday wear, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But anyway, let's move on. While you're out at your machine, go ahead and make your stitches on your sewing machine a longer stitch, and you're just going to run it around the edge of your sleeve here. That's going to sew to your body, and then you're just going to gather it, leave long ones here on the ends. On each end you're going to have 4 long strings, and all you're going to do is take one. And don't forget, guys, real quick though, I do need to do this. Go ahead and mark your center of your sleeve. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but I'm going to go ahead and mark that now. Matter of fact, yeah, let me do that. I'll just fold it like this, get my seam lined up, and get my center right here. I'm just going to mark it with my fabric marker. That way I'll mark it as deep as I can there, because you want to be able to see it once you get it out and you're sewing. So I'm just making a long mark right there for my center, because you're going to need that center to actually put it onto your body here, match your seams up. Since there's no seam up here, you need a center to match to that top shoulder seam. But anyway, you're just going to take your threads and you're just going to pull one easy. Just pull it easy and just work your fabric slightly, gathering all the way around just a little bit. Oops, I've caught 2 there. That's why it's not going anywhere. It should move smoothly, just like this. You're just going to gather. You don't have to do a bunch at first, and once you get it put into your body, you'll see if you need to adjust, add more or less on your gathering. So let's just gather this up real easy like this. I don't know why this one don't want to slide. There we go. There we go. Now, just like that, you're just going to put some gathers in it. And I apologize, my lighting's not the best, but I do have my ring light here, so hopefully that's helping us some. Go ahead and get, that way you can see it. Oops, and you can see I missed a place there, but it doesn't matter. You just want to run that stitch as close as you can to the edge anyway, because you don't want it to be visible. Okay, and then you're just going to put your right sides to right sides, just like that. So your right side in there. You're just going to stick your sleeve in. Make sure you got it right. Your part's hanging down there. And you're going to match your mark, your center mark, wherever I marked it. It's right there. You're just going to mark it, and I left my clips out there at my sewing machine, so I won't be clipping it, but you get the idea. You're just going to put your mark where your seam is there, your shoulder seam, and get all these seams together, and you're going to clip it right there or pin it, however you do it. Yeah, I don't have any clips in here to clip it. No, I did. I left them all out there. Shame on me. So anyway, that's gonna, imagine that being clipped. Hang on a minute, I do have a, anyway, pardon me, it's a big old clip, but it'll work for now. You're gonna pull this around in here like this, and you're going to get your bottom seam with your bottom seam here, that up under your arm here, and you're gonna hold them together, and then you're going to adjust your gathers accordingly. Like if you need to put a few more in, you can, or if you need to release some. I think I might, yeah, I may have to add a few more on that side because it's not hitting really good there. So, yeah, that's all we're going to do. And then you'll just pin it or clip it all the way around. And then you'll go sew it with your 1/4 inch seam allowance or your 1/2 inch, whichever you choose to use. Like I said, I don't have a pattern. I'm just kind of winging it. And so I'm going to hope this thing works. Alrighty, I'm going to go out to my sewing machine, go ahead and sew this up. And then I'll come back in and I'll show you the sleeves in. But like I said, just pin it or sew it and then adjust your gathers accordingly, all the way around. And that, remember to, when you do your gathers, make big stitches on your machine and make sure you leave these tails so that you can pull your fabric on the stitch easy, and it'll make your little gathers for you. So, alrighty, I'm going to go out to my machine, sew this in, and I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. Alright, got this thing all sewn together, got the sleeves put in. They hang perfect. The only thing I did that I didn't wish I'd have done, when I hemmed up these sleeves, I did not change my thread and I wasn't thinking. I've got a gray thread in it. And of course, you know, I did my tack down around my neck with black. But it is what it is. I can go back and change this later. I'm in a crunch time now, trying to get this thing done so I can wear it tomorrow. So it's going to be like that. I don't think anybody's going to really notice that I have gray thread around my sleeve. So that's something, just make sure you change your threads out and so they all match. So there it is. That's the front. And the sleeves, of course, I have not pressed this thing, so that's the sleeves. They are puckered a little bit. So not bad. I didn't put a lot of puckering in it. So it'll work. This one's, your sleeves aren't going to be the same as far as puckering. It's just going to be kind of hard to get them. Phew, excuse me. Oh, don't know where that came from. But anyway, there's the sleeves in. Of course, like I said, I matched my seams up. And then I marked my tops so I can make sure I matched it with my seam up here. And then again, my lining, I told you that I was going to go back and either edge it or, and I didn't edge it, I just turned it under and put a little seam right there. And that way you don't see those raw edges hanging down, and that'll keep it from fraying out so bad in there. So now we have to put our holes for our grommets. And I've got them laying around here somewhere. Right here. Right here's our grommets, our eyelets. And I'm going to put them in. And I found this string, shoestring. It's not all black. It actually has some blue in it. But I can probably go back in with a black magic marker and cover up those little blue flecks that are in there. But that's probably going to be what I'm going to tie it with. Or, you know, lace it with this. Unless I find a different black shoestring, a smaller one. Because I'd really like to have one that's thinner than this. But this is what I have on hand. So this is what we're probably going to go with. Alrighty, I'm going to get all my stuff out here to put these eyelets on, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I thought I was recording. Sorry, I've just got so much stuff out here, and my back is killing me from sitting in this little old chair here at this little table. But anyway, let's see. I went ahead and made my holes using my crocodile, and I just used the big hole punch part there, that one right there, which is the 3/16 hole punch, because I need my grommets, eyelets, whatever you guys call them. Grommets is what I'm gonna call them, because I need these to go in like that for my lacing. So I've done put all my holes in. Excuse me. And this is the tool it came with from Amazon. Guys, I don't know about this thing. I don't know if I can hit it hard enough to make it go in. So we're going to try it, but I don't know. I'm going to do a test piece of fabric and just see what happens. So, because I tried... Okay, this is going to be a little loud. I apologize. I think I've got this thing down pat. I don't know. I don't know really which way these things lay, these washers. I think it goes up. That way the lip lays down in there. That makes sense to me to leave it up. That way the lip actually goes down in around the edge in there. But I'm just sticking my grommet into one of my holes here. Kind of like that. And I'm going to stick it on that little thing there. And I dropped my washer. Okay. Like I said, I think the lip goes that way. Make sure I've got everything on here that needs to be. Nope, hang on. I go, yep. Okay. Lip up. That's I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See that little edge in there? And it's got like a little lip right there in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not. I hope you can. But anyway, I'm going to put that up. And this is going to get loud. I apologize in advance. So, but this is how this little thing works. Just bear with me. I hit it about 4 good times. But I'm going to hit it one more. Hit it twice. Because I want to make sure this goes in there. And it didn't. Of course it didn't. So, my first one went on fine. Mercy. Nothing really ever works quite right, does it? We're gonna make this work. Let's see if I can get it on there. And I'm gonna hit it. On this side. It's on there. But I don't like it. It's not real pretty. So next one, I'm going to turn it up the other way. I hope that don't come off. Anyway, it's a costume. I keep telling myself it's a costume. It's a costume. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now that lip I said was out that way. So I'm going to turn it to this flatter side. We're going to try it. Just see if this goes different. This on here. Bear with me, guys. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. Did it work better? Much better. Okay, so I was wrong. That lip goes down. Looks so much better. And it is actually on there really good. This one's on there, but I don't like it. It's there. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and put these grommets on, and then I'm going to press this thing and put my shoestring through. And then I'll come back and give you guys some final pictures. Thanks.